Oh, I'm not ready yet. Hold on. My comment question is, how can subs do their best to please their doms, and what may be too far? Well, when you say how to please their doms and what may be too far, the thing I think about is when I was in a relationship with a brat. Camera's ready and I'm never ready. I think about how a sub, especially littles, but definitely brats, how they tend to piss off their daddy. They do it for the, I don't know. It really, and that's what I think about, intentionally pissing me off to get attention. When I'm upset and my sub wants to try to make everything up by cooking, cleaning, being sexual, and just going far beyond, I'm like, look, let me get over what happened. And it's upsetting me because I'm upset, and you're doing all this to make things right, which you had plenty of time to not do what you did, and now you're trying to make it right. So it's like, that upsets me. But I think the question goes differently. So let's start with, how can a sub do their best to please a dom? Submit. Listen to them. Don't talk back. Just, understand that what they're saying is go. But normally a true man, I don't know about the daddy part or the dom side, that some men can accept when they were wrong and tell their spouse or sub that, look, I was wrong and forgive me and let's move on from it. And it could be anything. So basically, best you can do is try to let it go, if anything like that. The submission part is just anything, sexually, non-sexually. You just don't ask, you just do it. And if it's wrong, then he will take the association of the outcome. He will take the outcome of what happens if it was wrong, and he will try to make it right. So when anything comes to submitting to your dom, would be best to just be the cute little person you are, and you don't have to go far and beyond if they're not asking you to. You can do things and see how the reaction is. If they don't step to you and say, look, I really appreciate this. If they don't, then they don't appreciate it. So that's probably going the too far, is what you would say. Because maybe the dominant likes certain things their way, so they're going to do it their way. And if you're doing it for them, there's no way for them to give back in a way. So if they can't give back, then they feel like you're doing everything, and there's some things you don't supposed to be doing. But normally they'll tell you, how can subs be their best to please their doms? Just be there for the dom. When they're stressed out, do what they like. Me, honestly, that's usually sexually. If it's just rubbing my belly or my back or any part of my genitals, usually can relax me. Just know what your dom likes. Figure it out. Just keep doing everything. Maybe he will tell you, or she will tell you. Either way, just, they'll usually tell you, because doms will let everything be known. And the best thing to do is listen and do as they say in that aspect. If they say this helps them, do it. Because if they keep asking you to do certain things, normally they're gonna tend to stray away. The next one, how to tell your partner you're a little or a daddy dom. So you're out there putting yourself out, like, hey, I'm single, and people is gonna be attracted to you in some type of way, whatever your interests in, your looks. It could be anything. I've talked about this before, but the best way of doing this is to see if, just when you're dating, see if you guys connect somehow. Talk about certain things that you're interested in. See what they say about it. Let them know you like cartoons. See what they think. If they're like, oh, nah, I don't watch cartoons, that, you know, can maybe be a problem. If you tell them you like to do childlike things, but don't tell them that yet, just put it out there, see what they think. Sometimes you're going to find someone that is not going to accept who you are. Don't be with them. You're not going to be fully happy. I don't care how attractive they are. I don't care how much money they make. You're not going to be fully happy. So don't go there. Just don't do it. How do you tell them? You just tell them. Second date, third date, if it's getting sparkly magic there, just, you know, in the beginning, when you're putting yourself out there, you should ask them. If you're a sub, you should ask, are you a dominant? If you're a dominant, you should definitely ask, are you a submissive? Or are you dominant? You need to ask this, because reality is a daddy is going to be the dominant. A submissive, a little, is always going to be a submissive. It's just how it is. That's where these weird generic terms are coming from. So you can't be a submissive daddy, but you could be a spoiling caregiver daddy, and you probably expect your submissive to also, or your little, to be spoiling as well. And it's not a who spoils more situation. It's how you guys connect and how you guys can accept the sacrifices and everything else that goes in a relationship. So basically the best way is, from the beginning, ask. And then after a couple of dates and you think you're feeling them, let them know in a way that, let them know you're a submissive and the things you're into. Don't come out and say taboo things like you're a daddy or a little. Just as a dominant, I'm like, I'm a dominant, and this is how I am. I don't tell them I'm a daddy. It's just who I am, but we go in that a little bit later. Maybe they'll be interested, maybe they won't. Then you don't have to be a daddy, you're just a dominant. Stay as a dominant, don't change. If you're a little, don't change. Just be who you are. If they cannot accept it, then don't rush relationships, and just go with it and see what they think. If you have stuffed animals, don't hide them. Cuddle one up, smile at them. Maybe it'll melt their heart. You never know. Maybe they are a daddy and they just don't know it yet. So the other question was, discovering you may be a little or a daddy. What might make you either? Is it a kink or is it who you are? Discovering you may be either or, that's cool, good for you. Is it a kink? No. What might make you either? Well, if you're a dominant, male or female, and you like to spoil your partner in a way that you like to hold their hand when you're in public and make sure they're safe, and you like to show them the direction that they need to be going and push them a little bit, not like fully, completely, but just nudge them to let them know you're okay. Like if you're taking a kid on a bicycle with no training wheels anymore, just stay there for a little bit, let them go. And if they're doing good, then they do good. If they fall, you have to run up, pick them up, tell them it's okay, just keep going. That's the daddy part of it. The one that accepts who they are in many ways possible. There's a lot to it. There really is. The daddy is just something who you are. So in a retrospect, you treat them as if they're your child. Basically, that's the generic taboo term of what a daddy is, or a mommy. A daddy and a mommy are both dominant. What would make you a little? Well, females before, they have dyed hair. Not really saying they're all they have piercings everywhere, but normally you can catch them drawing, coloring. They have a collection of Disney movies or Disney shirts or stuffed animals on their bed or anything childlike toys that they still have, and they're in their 20s. Normally they're going to be a little. Some deny it because it is so taboo and what it sounds like, because they just don't know who they are. Don't push it on them. I have found that the brats do not want no part of it. Normally they don't. They will talk to you as a little when they're bad. They like some things, but brats are grown up and they don't want no part of it. You know, if they're into diaper play, that's a kink. If they're into other things, BDSM, it's a kink. So, but when it comes to this type, it's not really it's just who we are. It's a functionality of how we live day to day. So what makes you become you? What made me become me was a little, when I was in my younger 20s. I think I was 22, 23, I don't remember. We was having issues in our relationship at a young age, and so we tried different things. We basically, it started out as a kink, but it was more of who we were, but we never got to share it with anybody else in a way. So we did and become who we wanted to be, and it was perfect for us because it's exactly who we was. We just kind of did it, and we lived it, even though it helped us out for a little bit, but it still didn't help us out in the long run because we was both on different paths in life. So, but it helped figure out who I am and who she is. I think that's the last one today. If you have any more interests, questions, topics, put them down below, and I will get to them soon as I can. I hope this helped out and you learned something. If not, maybe next time. Oh, cool. Did you enjoy that video? Well, if you like that video, try these videos out. That's all you gotta do. Click the video. Subscribe. The video.